Hey, Charles here from Rowbot Fitness. We're going to do a quick rundown of what we would go through during a typical orientation. We're going to show you how the machine works. We're going to show you how we get everything set up. We're going to show you how you get some power out of the workout and also how you get off the machine, because that sometimes trips people up. So we're going to start with, once you sit down, the first thing you want to do, grab the handle, pull it down into the hook. That way, once you're strapped in, it's easy to get to, because otherwise you're not going to be happy having to curl yourself up to get to it. The next thing is always check your damper. You want to make sure that whatever it's set at is what you're looking for, because if you start a piece and it's too high, too low, you're going to have to change it, and you're going to have to stop, and it's not going to be a happy time. The next piece is your feet. You want to set it up so that your feet are in the stretcher, so that the strap comes across the ball of your foot right at the top of your laces. For me, in these shoes, that happens to be a 5. So I'm going to adjust that now. Get strapped in. Next thing you're going to do is make sure your shoe straps are nice and tight. If they're not tight, when you're pulling yourself forward on the recovery, you're going to use your shin muscles by pulling with your toes instead of using your heel to pull with your hamstrings. So now we're going to go into the actual stroke. There's 4 major parts. We're going to start at what's called the catch. This is where on the water we'd be reaching the blade out and dipping it into the water, ready to apply power. So we're going to keep our arms nice and straight, lean forward at about 1 o'clock, shins vertical. Heels can come up if you're, depending on your ankle flexibility. They don't have to, but don't worry if they do. Butts behind us, and we're going to start the drive. That's the second portion of the stroke, and we're going to go straight into it, and that's where all our power comes from. It's going to be legs, then body, back to 11 o'clock, and then arms into your bottom rib. So it's 3 parts. We're going to do it again real quick. Legs, body, and arms. From here, this is called the finish. We're going to go into the recovery from here, but make sure that you're keeping this handle level going through the recovery. To do that, you have to make sure you get hands away first, then body, then arms. So legs, body, arms on the drive, arms, body, legs on the recovery. Legs, body, arms, body, legs. And you can tell, as you get a little bit more practice at it, you're going to start to loop them together a little bit more, get it a lot more smooth. Always wanting to keep that handle nice and level. Here at the studio, we keep some yellow tape on our cage so you can see if your chain's moving up or down. So the next thing we'll talk about is how to apply some power. Very often, people want to apply power by reaching with their arms further, leaning into it, or by pulling real hard with their shoulders. Those are 2 things you want to avoid because they're going to put pressure on your lower back. As you're rowing, you want to think about using your legs. They're the biggest muscle group you've got. You want to get most of your power from your legs. You're going to push so that your upper body is static, lots of power through your legs. That's where everything's going to start. If your shoulders stay ahead of your hips as you do this, all that power is going to get straight to the handle. So legs and then body and arms carry that power to the finish. When you're going through the stroke and you're looking for power, you're going to want to make sure that you get lots of power on the drive and relax on the recovery. The ratio between drive and recovery should always have the recovery taking longer. As I apply more power, you're going to hear that flywheel get a little bit louder. So a couple of things to watch out for as you're trying to get more power. Some common mistakes. At the catch, it's very tempting to pull with your arms first. When you pull with your arms first, you're breaking this connection between your shoulder and the handle. When you pull here, all the power you put through your legs now has to go through your biceps. Keep your arms straight from the legs to the handle. Lots more power with a lot less effort from your arms, which means you can save it for the finish. From the finish, here, another common mistake is wanting to get back to the catch too fast. For that, what we see is people lifting their knees up early, and then you have to go over your knees to get back to the catch. When you lift your knees early, you're going to bend your back, you're going to put pressure here, and you're going to have to work harder to get back to the catch position. So make sure arms, body, then legs. So as we're going through this, the next thing is getting off the machine. It seems like a simple task, but I've seen it done a lot of ways that make it look way more difficult than it needs to be. All you gotta do is set the handle down. When you use your thumbs to open the straps, it'll give you plenty of room. Slide your foot up and then your heel out. It's easy to get out that way. That's your basic primer. I'm Charles at Rowbot Fitness. Thanks.